accused of many things on my channel. One of them being bias. Apparently I'm a Hoover fanboy. Or Dyson fanboy. Or a Miele fanboy. It all depends on who has their knickers in a twist at any given time. One quite vocal community is the shark community. As we know, I have a little bit of a history with shark and do consider them to be very good when they work. I will give them that, but obviously soon fall into being just utter scrap about 35 seconds after the warranty expires. So today we have a shark lift away to have a look at. We shall show you it, we'll have a go with it, and we'll see if it can change my mind. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner chums, how are you today? There will at least be one person watching this who will be absolutely delighted, I'm sure. Hello Louise. Yeah, I have a shark. It came my way recently, didn't pay a lot for it. We best have a look. So we'll start, because that's sort of, again, it's one of those machines where it's quite awkward to get a camera angle on it. So what I'll do is I'll take the hose off and I'll release the wand and we can have a look at the wand. Now these do feel very nice to hold. We have the usual peeling there. I mean, I think this is quite an old model. It could be anything up to 2 or 3 years old. But yeah, a little bit of peeling there, but you know, it works. Nice handle controls. Nice electric hose as well. Obviously not very long, but again, there doesn't need to be, because somehow, yeah, there we go. Look, the whole thing lifts away. Obviously you don't dock the wand like an idiot. You can have a little cylinder. I'm sure these probably came with a caddy as well. I'm sure people in the comments will tell me. So yeah, that's there. I don't quite know why I put that back on, because it's easy without it. We have these at the bottom. I don't think they'll make it too clunkier. This one came with some tools. So I have I don't think I've ever seen this design before. This must be exclusive to Shark, who of course manufacture their own machines. A combination crevice and duster, very nice, not too bad. Used for fine dusting, so no good for coarse. For coarse dusting, you would, no, you as well, you would use this, although it's quite soft actually. It's not too bad. It clips onto the front like that. Press release for upholstery. Ah, that's that, isn't it? Nice two-tone plastic, to the extent that looks like there's an adapter shoved up there, but it's probably not. There's also a weird moulding line there, but hey ho, nice twin tools. Again, I know it would have come with more. I am well aware that this is a used vacuum cleaner without, just like me, most of its faculties. Right, let's lift this off, because then we can have a look at the motor unit. Very fetching. They do look nice, Shark. I have always thought that, as much as I have my personal opinions of them. This one's not too bad. The post motor filter even a little bit blackened. There doesn't seem to be a huge amount of dust got through. I know that these do suffer with a lot of dust issues through their filters. Talking of the filters, this is it. Two-tone design. In fact, 3 technically. Little cone, little sponge, little sort of post filter. Not too bad. That's quite clever. Inserted incorrectly. Flip filter over. Yeah, doesn't seem too bad at all. That's in there. Here's the bin. There is a little bit dirt in it. I haven't actually really cleaned it out since I've got it. So there's that. We'll leave that. Oh, sorry, well alone. And then coming over to the sort of businessy end, here is the floor head with its hose in miraculously intact condition. They do have a big habit of failing. Do have a massive clog that I have just seen. So what an excellent excuse to get this out a little bit. Oh, if I can turn these locking tabs. Oh no, there is no clog. Look, this is a little piece of floating fluff. But yeah, that's quite nice. That hinges like that. You can get to everything. Obviously, this is an older model, so you just have your one brush roll directly driven by a belt. Yeah, nothing else really to it. Oh. There we go. So yeah, I've had this for a little while now. I just haven't been filming. I've been so busy with my day job that filming has taken... Oh yes, this is another way you can use it, isn't it? As a sort of cylinder with a power head. That's always been something that I've been quite keen to try. There we go. Look, and we'll put the tools back. Look, they've even got little places for the tools to go. I wonder if... Ah, yeah, you can't put them the wrong way round and fight the man because they won't fit. Obviously. That's not fitting either. Ah, hang on. There we go. Look, this is why I don't do reviews on modern plastic vacuum cleaners. Very often. Right, let me get set back up again and we'll turn it on and I'll show you how amazing it is. I think it must be a prototype. Here we go. So we are plugged in and yeah, the lady said it was very, very quiet. And I tried it a bit and she's right, because you turn it on and it has a very soft start motor. Then you recline the floor head and that's all you can hear. I mean, it's absolutely silent. It seems to be picking something up. The dirt's leaving the floor. Oh wait, no, the dirt isn't leaving the floor. Oh no. Whatever could be wrong with my free abandon because the owner didn't want to put a new motor in its shark? Wow, it's only gone and done a shark, hasn't it? Let me show you. And there is our teeny tiny little motor. Look at it. Isn't it adorable? It's a little Chinese 770 watt SG5828 blah 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 blah. Let's have a look at why this does not work. And if you were watching that, yes, I did use this little flat blade screwdriver to get most of the security torque screws out. Of course, things made in China generally have them so you don't take them apart without the right screwdriver. However, being made from China, they are very flimsy indeed. Right, let's take the... Oh. Let's take the other carbon brush out and see what that's like. So we have carbon brush issues. The next thing that we do is pull out the quite blackened, no way, that's going to focus on that, quite blackened carbon brush holders. So it gives us access to the two little screws, which are right down in there. There we go, and then a little bit of persuasion. Something will give first, whether it's this end, there we go, this end cap just needs to be sort of persuaded off the bearing, and up it comes. And yeah, it's probably dead, Jim, I'll be honest. Burnt out. Oh look, there's even a sign saying DK, and I'm sure we're the first people to come into here. So yeah, that is dead. No sign of the old carbon brushes at all. Do not know where they are. I've had this apart as well, and they weren't in there. I think, in fact, it's probably what's... Oh yeah, there it is. There's the carbon brush. So yes, one dead little motor, which is a shame really, because it spins quite well. So what to do about this? Well, as luck would have it, the other day somebody else messaged me on my little local repair page, and would you believe what turned up? Yes, it's another lift away complete seal powered, which had a dead motor in it. It didn't actually have a motor in it at all. So obviously I had to troubleshoot it and jump on it because it's a job. And yes, it too needed a new motor. This one, the fan nut had fallen off. Well, I can undo it all with my hands, so I didn't do it on very well. The fan nut had fallen off, and the fan was just banging around inside the casing. There's all sorts of bits of broken plastic and whatnot, and it has knackered its top bearing. But, I mean, yeah, they're both identical motors. Of course they are. So, what I was perhaps thinking of doing in this very video is making one good motor out of two. Now on our second motor, the carbon brushes are in really good order. So it needs cleaning up, but so is the com. What basically happened, I think, is this bearing exploded, possibly at the same time, or leading then to this happening. As you can see, that is the differences in the fan. So at least we know what fan we'll be using. So basically, it's fairly simple, isn't it? We've just got to build this back into a fully working unit, which I shall do now, really. And a few minutes later, we have the remains of the turby bone bearing taken off of the, where are we, bad armature. So that's basically done with now, as is all of that. And it's here actually, it's a little, what was it again? It is a 697Z. Now I don't have a 697Z, I have many others, but no 697, which is why I'm going to all of the effort of taking this off, and I've actually popped off. Half of it's got a little sealing cap on it, half hasn't. So you can, should you wish, take them off, but I wouldn't fully recommend it. But as it is off, we'll give it a little bit of a grease up. We then need, and I have two, so I shouldn't have, there we go. I had to take the little circlip that sits here, and obviously it acts as a stop for the bearing, so I can get the puller behind it. I'm going to fit it actually upside down, so the rubber bit is on the top. And now I've got to tap it all the way down this shaft, and I'll clean up the com and come back. There we go. I've even made a fun little picture which I've just ruined. So if you follow me on the socials, you will see that. And here is ye oldie motor. I mean, part of me thinks, you know, it might. No, well, it would, but there's just no point. I don't know. It's probably not really worth keeping it. It's obviously knackered itself up for a reason. The other one though, did he... Oh wait. That'll do. Little smidge of oil has gone in where appropriate. We are fairly good to go, I think. Now, in terms of things that we're not keeping that one because it's just a lot more blown, really. So we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of the... No, wait, I threw the whole bit away. We'll get rid of the rubbish fan as well. We don't need two of those, etc, etc, etc. We could get rid of one motor's worth of stuff and start to put this thing back together. So we'll start with the bearing wobble washer. Push that up there nicely. Next we need our coil, which just goes on. And actually I think that's on wrong. I would imagine it's going to actually go this way. Yes, that makes more sense. Then this, you know, I'm not really cleaning it out all that much. I mean, you can tell this is a single cyclone machine, sadly. But for now, I just want it to run, really. Oh, so we shall pop that into there. Obviously, we've got to push the bearing in quite nicely. And I think as soon as we put our screws in, it'll all put itself together very nicely indeed. In fact, no. Wait. One thing that makes doing this always easier is actually to not do that at all and to take come on, the armature out and do it first. Thinking about it, cool, yeah, that's easier. Right, bearing in. We'll have to, well, you can come out as well. Little spacer washer on first, fan, other washer, fan nut. Because then, once you obviously find your right size socket, which I believe is a 10mm, you can then do the nut up really well whilst holding the armature. Otherwise, you've got to try and do it while you're faffing around. So yeah, fair enough. That was my fault. Now we'll. Ooh, how does this go back on? I didn't see which way it came off. Uh-oh. Not that it's massively important, but I think it goes on like that. Right, now we'll put the coil on. Build it up backwards. So coil in. Little wobble washer. That just takes all of the vibration off when it's running, and then you then got to be careful to, there you go, not move it. And then in theory, there we go, look, it will go on and you can push it down and it'll all still spin. Now we can, where have our screws fallen out to? Ooh. Oh well, we'll use these ones because they're the same screws, nobody really cares. And then we can do our two screws up nicely. Just makes it easier to be able to hold the armature. It's something I picked up before and it slipped my brain otherwise because you can't hold the armature to do the fan nut up otherwise. It's always nice when motors are built up backwards like this. Fair play, Shark, for, well, whatever. Chinese, sorry, well done, Suzhou Kayang Electro Motor Company Limited. Well done indeed. And we'll put the nicer fan case on our motor, and wow, that is almost done. The carbon brush holders do have a handy little stop in the back, so you can just push them home and not worry about them fouling the armature like some of the more vintage Hoovers do. They float and you've got to get the distance right in between it and the holder, and then in theory, bah, oof, we can fiddle. Oh, nearly, so close. Yay! And it is a fiddle. Our carbon brush holders back on. Oof. I'll just snap that one. Good job, I've got a spare. I'll get this done off camera and come back when we have some progress. And with our now, hopefully, working motor, the only slight thing I'm worried about is the state of the carbon brushes and how they're going to cope. But I have put some nice crimps because, again, being of the certain price point that this is, it's all hardwired in. They do not want you to fix it. Even though it was quite easy, even these security Torx bits are so sufficiently cheap and Chinese that I probably haven't got an example now, but actually I have it. You probably won't see it. The inner security bit snaps off very easily, so you can get into one without even needing a specialist screwdriver. Well done indeed. Right, back together we go. And a very fiddly time later, we have what looks like an assembled shaft. Now, I have not turned this on yet. This is literally the first time you and me together. Ha. And it blew straight out again. Oh. So it looks like that motor is very knackered as well. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Oh, yes. Oh! Smelling very electrical. So no! It appears that you cannot try and breathe some life into a broken shark or any cheap Chinese vacuum cleaner really by making one good motor out of two. And this whole video has really been pointless. Really? Utterly pointless. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Maybe we shall have a second video. I will not give up on this yet. I have gone on too much with this video, although it does slightly reinforce my stereotypical beliefs of these things. But hey, who knows? Maybe we'll have another crack at something soon. So, until next time, thank you very much for watching. Sorry we couldn't have anything come out of this episode. And I and this shark will probably see you soon. Bye bye.